I'm telling them that I can't breathe. Clearly he don't give a damn about my plea. His ancestors used to hang us on trees. Today they identify as road police. You see I'm black, for that I'm a threat to America. My rise is their fall and their fall is evident. Blood on your hands is heavier than an elephant. It's carving up Americans, they killing.
Welcome to my channel. I'm a 20th. And this is Reignite Sandy Speaks. Again, welcome family. Listen, this is my second video I'm making today. I just made a video called To Catch a Racist, where I talked about Judge Sibley Reynolds in Alabama and the Lakeith Smith case. But this is going to be a quick impromptu video about Jill Biden. Again, Reunite Sandy Speaks' goal and purpose is to document the inequalities done to black people in this country. It's to demonstrate that black people aren't free, that America has broken its promise to black people. We're demonstrating this in private sectors, in judicial sectors, and now we're going to demonstrate it in the executive branch of government. We all know about LSU and Angel Reese. You guys, I used to be an athlete, but I don't watch basketball. And I kept on seeing Twitter and they talk, I knew it was some racist shit, but I was like, what they talking about? And to the guys who I was texting, y'all ain't respond to me. I kept on saying, okay, well, so what's happening with the basketball team? What's happening with the basketball team? So we saw this, right? We saw that. And my son was like, oh, Mom, let me tell you what happened. Well, I asked him. He was like, okay, so with the LSU, that the girl, Angel, was called out for, I guess, doing this, you can't see me, and taunting her with the ring. And you guys, I don't know, I don't watch college girls basketball. Although my niece, Rashonda McCann's played pro basketball along with her, pro basketball and college basketball along with her brother, Rashad McCann. If y'all don't know, the McCanns are my nephews, is my brother's son. Anyway, I digress. But so, my son explained, he's like, Mom, and he kept saying the Caitlyn girl was bad. He said the chick is bad from Iowa. It's like, she's like one of the best female basketball players in the country right now. And that when she was doing this, they were saying she had swag, and she was like, you know, when she was taunting her opponent, I guess she played South Carolina. When they beat South Carolina, that she was taunting them, like doing, you can't see me. And when she did it, it was considered swag, and she was being cool. But when the black girl did it, Angel Lee, they were saying negative stuff about her. You guys, yo. When I go back and I review these videos, I'll be seeing myself screaming and yelling and angry. And I told myself I was going to stop doing that. You know why? I think it's like, 20 of you always got, your feelings always fucking hurt. You a Cancer. Your feelings always hurt. Yeah, I know. But, family, it's like we live in this country and we can't get a break. We can't get a motherfucking break. So let's talk about it. I'm going to put the video in right quick. Put the video in.
Congratulations to both teams. So I know we'll have the champions come to the White House. We always do. So, you know, we'll have LSU come. But you know what? I'm going to tell Joe, I think Iowa should come too, because they played such a good game. So, right? So winners and losers, that's sportsmanship. That's good sportsmanship.
I've seen tons of comments about this incident. And every age group, female, male, race, are saying, Joe Biden, you dead wrong for this. Even the black woman said, I love you, Jill, but you're wrong for this. And this is why Reignite Sandy Speaks is a thing, because black people really shouldn't have to live like this. Black people shouldn't have to endure this. This is the president's wife. This is Joe Biden, who black women put in office, is taking a dig at LSU. If you thinking, oh, this is her just being nice, okay, we got to think about Hunter Biden, and God knows the hell he went through in his household, okay? With his dad trying to kiss him and grope and molest everybody while Jill Biden is turning her head acting like she don't care. You know how them women do. You know them kind of women come in every nationality, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, every nationality got them women who look the other way when their husbands are acting the whole fool, right? We all got them husbands, them women. You know what, you guys? I'm stopping and saying, 20th, was you one of them wives? Talking about Jill Biden and her inviting Iowa to the White House. So this is a continued gaslighting of white people. White people gaslighting in this country. This is continued. Again, as you all know, that I was married to a very well-to-do white man for my entire life since I was 23 years old. I'm trying to say this right nice, you guys. All this shit is running through my head. What's running through my head is when I married this white man. And I would hear him talk to his parents on the phone. And how his whole attitude, behavior, voice would change when he talked to these people. How he appeared to be someone totally different than who he really was. This when I was like 21, 23. Because you know you watch your man, right? And I could tell if he was talking to a girl on the phone. I could tell by his voice. And I knew he was talking to his parents. His diction would get proper. He would say shall and things like that. And what really bugged me is how he wasn't himself with these people. How he was so fake. And just not authentic. And I don't feel comfortable pointing out this about white people, because when I point this out about white people, I feel like I'm being a racist. And I'm not a racist. And this is a whole conflict, because Reunite Sandy Speaks is pointing out the racism. And I am talking to black people for us to come together and finally get legislation so we can be free and equal. But because I'm a human being and I care, I don't want a white person who's not racist to be associated or feel associated with people like what I'm speaking of. My conscience is bugging me. Because I'm a good person. And I care about how I show up. And I care about how I make people feel. But let me just get to it. See, what I'm trying to say to y'all, this is, when I'm talking about gaslighting and the fakeness of the man I was married, how they fake and they do fake false shit. She's acting like, oh, this is one of those cases where everybody gets a trophy. But family, that's not what this is. What this is that Angel Reese was called out for doing like this, taunting her opponent that male basketball players do every day on the basketball court. But when she did it, she was called ungraceful or non-sports-like. But see, when Caitlyn got called out and caught, this is what Jill Biden is mad about. See, I know these people. I lived with them my whole life. So Jill Biden is taking a jab, trying to take away the glory of LSU, because when they called out Angel Reese, can't see me, Caitlyn was called out. So Jill Biden, the wife of Joe Biden, is pissed Because when Angel was called out, Caitlyn was called out too. So this is what she's trying to do. She's trying to dig. She's trying to say, LSU, you want to come to the White House just like you called out Caitlyn, and you saying Caitlyn did it too? Then Iowa State can come to the White House too. This to me, this is infuriating to me. This is angry to me, upsetting to me, because this white woman who's married to the highest office in the land, Joe Biden, is making an attempt to diminish and demean black female basketball players who worked hard to get a championship. Trying to demean and take away the glory. See, I'm trying to tell y'all, I was married to just a person just like that. And y'all gonna learn about everything they did to me. This man I was married to, he would do harmful shit to me, hurtful shit to me when he got mad, just like Jill Biden is getting mad. So when we talk about Reunite Sandy Speaks, and we are creating a list of those who harm black people in private industry and judicial branch of government, this is the executive branch of government. And everybody, let's keep it 100. I don't entertain BS. I don't entertain ignorant, gaslighting talking points. In the history of these college championships, the loser has never been invited to the White House. But when a black girl, Angel Reese, is accused of something, and then the white girl is also accused of doing the same thing, this is Jill Biden trying to show up for her people. This is what they do, family. And I need y'all to understand, I'm building a black party. We are the people, the black party. And I promise you, I'm going to make change for our people. See, what I'm talking about, this is Jill Biden. We know Joe Biden's not going to be the president again. He's been doing too much harmful shit to black people. Black people are not going to vote for Joe Biden. I talked about Gavin Newsom in other videos. I'm going to talk about Gavin Newsom and him dangling his reparations carrot. We're talking about Jill Biden. And so, family, I'm a little sensitive. I have therapists who's giving me homework and stuff to help me not be to be better, to get through the depression. So I don't know if my feeling about this is so impactful to me because I'm a victim of a hate crime and I'm struggling with trying to get justice, or this is really harmful. See, family, what I'm thinking is this. This is her name is Dr. Jill Biden. That means she's an educated woman, a critical thinker who's married to the President of the United States. When you use your platform to hurt black girls who did nothing to you, and you're going to find about these judges who harmed me. I ain't do shit to nobody. And they did egregious acts to me, and they continue to. And that's probably why it's so hurtful to me, is that I'm thinking about, I played sports, and I worked in corporate America. I did different things. So what I'm thinking about is teams. When I'm thinking about the team, we working together. You can play. I played basketball. I played volleyball when I was younger. But and I think we've been in championships and competition, big competition. And my daughter has too. So as a team, your whole past 4 or 5 months is about this championship. You eating clean. You coming home at night early, you getting rest, you getting your body conditioned for this competition, and you trying to work to get this competition. And so some racists want to call Angel Reese unsportsmanlike, low class, classless, because she do You Can't See Me, which is typical in any sports any team. Let me tell y'all something. My daughter played basketball. It was a team in East LA they used to play. It was a Catholic team in East Los Angeles. And these little girls were ruthless. They was brutal. And I told the coach, my daughter cannot play against them. Because these little girls were just little savages. So the point that I'm making is that this is part of sports, that they get very competitive, and sometimes you do see unsportsmanlike behavior. Sometimes that's part of the psychological thing. I've seen when they have a jump shot, if they have a foul shot, and the other team make noise or do psychological stuff. That is all unfair in love and war, and that's part of the game. So when she do this and like, I'm getting that ring, you want to call her unclassy? Bam! It's the universe. Then you call out Caitlyn for doing the same thing. Nobody said anything about Caitlyn. And in Caitlyn's defense, my son said Caitlyn was bad. So in Caitlyn's defense, I feel bad for Caitlyn that Caitlyn got pulled into this when she was just doing what they do. But America, I just did another video, I'm going to link it below, about To Catch a Racist. So this channel is to congregate and fellowship with Black people in a goal to demonstrate the inequalities in this country. But white people, you're welcome too. Because what you don't understand, this is the universe. See, I'm a spiritual person. This is the universe. When you do bad things, it comes around and it smacks you and it hits you. You could be spiritual or not. You could not believe in karma, be that as it may. But this is what happens. And what I'm saying to you, to the country, to you two, to white people, it's because this racism and neglect continues because we are a community and we have to live here together. You too are going to be affected by this. See, I'm getting angry because depending on your level of education, depending on how ethical and moral you are, you non-Black people have to recognize that the abuse and racism committed to Black people, you too are going to be affected by it. Racism cost this country over $16 million, $16 billion. Citibank did some kind of study. I'll talk about that in the future. But I think it's the universe. I think it's the universe. I think when you do bad shit, then it come back to you. I'm a good person. I don't do foul dirt to no one. Now, when I was a teenager, I may have been a little petty and girl, a little petty when I was a teenager. But as I came of age and I learned about karma, I was raised in the church, so I know about spirituality. I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. God has showed up for me many, many times. So I am a believer that what you put out, you get back. So to white people, if you're watching this, and I understand you're a white person, you want to be for your people. You don't want to think negatively about yourself. This is why they're trying to ban critical race theory. Yeah, the things that was done to us is wrong and it's dirty. And I know many of you do not want to be associated with that barbaric, savage behavior. But what you have to understand, this is America. And I'm older, so I was raised in a time when America was thought as the greatest country in this universe. That it was a democracy, that we were the people for the people. And I still believe that today. We need to do a reset of the country. And non-Black people, it's in my heart that I believe when y'all make us whole, when y'all finally sincerely address and correct the harm y'all done to us, this country's going to prosper again. Or prosper. When you people finally make us whole, acknowledge the harm that's done, stop the harm that continues, then this country's going to be great. I believe that in my heart and my soul. I know it's always going to be bad people. I know it's bad people in every culture. But the consciousness of the country needs to acknowledge that Black people were brought to this country. And what I'm thinking as I listen to this kind of stuff all day in different groups. Matter of fact, I'm going to put this video in here so y'all can see this. So you understand why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling.
Folks, I hate to say it, but white folks are largely professional gaslighters when it comes to race. We are professional liars when it comes to race. It's part of white supremacy and how it functions and how it works. From the very first African that was enslaved, we have been gaslighting black folks as white people. That's our culture. That's our tradition. That's our indoctrination. And that's what we do. And that's what we do best. We lie every single day. And we lie to black people. We lie to each other. We lie to ourselves about race. We gaslight. Gaslight, if you don't know, it's a psychological term. It's where the abuser tells the victim that this reality of you being abused is not really happening. It's just something in your imagination. You're being paranoid. You're being too sensitive. All this abuse is not real. And if it is real, it's only because you deserved it. I was trying to help you. It's justified somehow. We have always justified our racism. And if we're not justifying it, we're denying it. If we're not denying it, then we're deflecting it. The last thing white people would do is simply acknowledge the truth racially. That's why I say we're bullshit artists. We are professional fucking liars and gaslighters. That's exactly what we do as white people, and that's the fucking truth. And if you deny it, you're a fucking liar. 90% of white people today, right now in America, no matter how young or how old, we've been so profoundly indoctrinated that we cannot simply acknowledge the truth racially. Can't do it. And if we do it, there's a but or a deflection. Can't do it. 90% of us will not do it. So this is why we are gaslighting academically. This is why Black history all around America right now is being criminalized. That tradition of gaslighting, that tradition of hiding, that tradition of pretending racism is not real is their educational system. And they want to protect that tradition. They do not want the truth to be out. People know that the hope is with the younger generation. Isn't that what they always say?
That's what's been done to black people. And I'm appalled that Joe Biden would do such a thing. I'm appalled that this woman, see, I know privilege. I live with privilege. I witnessed privilege for the past 23 years. My association with white, my proximity to white, it made me privileged. My white husband said, "Oh, you wasn't talking shit when you benefited from the privilege." That's how he talked to me. This is the gaslighting and the arrogance that go on in this country by white people. This is such a horrific thing because this is a simple basketball. This is college basketball. And Joe Biden was out of line. And you're not going to tell me Joe Biden didn't know she was going to do that. Joe Biden has a history of harming black people. In my heart, I still feel that he feels the same way he always has about black people. You know, let me be honest. I think Joe Biden was a racist. The way my mother explained to me, I'm going to tell you this because I was a fan of Elvis Presley. I loved Elvis Presley. I'm a New Yorker. I grew up in New York during a time when we used to have, it would be like, it was Channel 5 or Channel 11. I think it was Channel 5. And after school, they would have different like weeks, like Planet of the Apes weeks. The Planet of the Apes. The week would be all Planet of the Apes. It would be Jerry Lewis. I'm old, y'all. It would be Jerry Lewis week. And it would be Elvis Presley week. So I was really a fan. Jailhouse Rock, Don't Be Cruel. I loved Elvis Presley. And when I was like adolescent, maybe like 11 to 12, I remember hearing or reading something about them saying Elvis Presley was racist. And my mother, I was born in North Carolina, but I grew up in New York City. And my mother wasn't a racist. My mother didn't talk badly about white people. And like, if you been with black people, you was at home, and they talked about white people and said shit like that. That didn't go on my house. My mother didn't do that. Okay? So when my mother explained to me about Elvis Presley saying, what Elvis Presley said was a black person can do nothing. A black person can not do, a black person can only shine his shoes. The only thing a black person can do is shine his shoes. That's what Elvis Presley said. And when I heard about that, I asked my mom about it because it was really hurtful to me. And my mom said to me, you know, this was a time when it was popular to be prejudiced. This was a time when being racist was popular. And so my mother told me that Elvis Presley probably only said that because it was a time when it's hard for me, even now that I'm older, me even saying that loud to y'all. My mother told me, she was explaining to me why he said it. The way my mother explained it to me was possibly that Elvis Presley didn't mean it. That being a racist was the trend. And that, so what I understand is that if you like black people, whatever, you were called the in-lover or you were ostracized. That's why I think a lot of white people are appalled by the things that go on with black people, to black people. But I think it's a large population of white people who are embarrassed by it, but they can't call it out because they don't want to be targeted by these white people. And so the takeaway that I took from Elvis Presley saying a black person can only shine his shoes, my mother told me that's why he said it. Okay? And I'm going to tell you why I said that. So when Joe Biden, I voted for Kanye West. I totally voted for Kanye. I voted for Kanye West. I remember I voted for Kanye West. My daughter is the ones that teaching me about politics. I wasn't in politics, y'all. I'm a fashion girl. I was in the fashion. I ain't know shit about politics until these racist judges fucking California committed hate crimes against me. My daughter told me, she used to talk about Donald Trump, like, why do you can't like Donald Trump? She told me about Bernie Sanders, like, when there is a political thing going on in Russia or whatever, I text my daughter, baby, what's going on? What happened? Like, what is this? So she would explain to me, right? And so, because everybody hated Donald Trump, and to you Republicans be saying hateful stuff, y'all messing it up for Donald Trump. Donald Trump could be the president again. Y'all stop being so hateful because they associate hate with y'all who acting crazy. I digress. But my daughter said that Joe Biden was like that when he was younger. This is how my daughter explained it to me. That when he started having issues with his son, that it changed him. I'm grappling with this. Because let me tell you what I see. I see him kissing and loving on people. I'm like that. I will kiss on everybody, men and women. I'm strictly dickly. I'm not gay. I ain't got a homosexual bone in my body. But I, like how I am with girls, I'm loving. I will kiss you on the forehead, hold your hand. I am very touchy-feely. Okay? And let me tell you, in terms of sex, I can count my sex partners on one hand. I've only been with 5 people. My husband was number 4. The number 5th person, I call him number 5. And that's the only person I've been with since I've been not married. So what I'm saying to you is I'm not a hoe. I don't go around sleeping around. I'm not easy. But I'm affectionate and I'm loving. And I'm just telling you the truth. You can leave a comment. You can communicate your thoughts. When I see Joe Biden kissing and loving and hugging on people, I always thought, oh, he's just affectionate like me. But then all this other shit is coming out. And so I think y'all be coming for me, okay, in different spaces. Like, what are you talking about? I have integrity. And I am a critical thinker. I don't just assume because someone says something is guilty of something that I believe it. Once you find out all the things they did to me, judges who didn't know me, lie, harm me for no other reason than my skin is black. So I'm struggling with when I see shit about people, I'm like, okay, Joe Biden's a racist. My daughter said, no, mommy. He was like that when he was younger. That when he got his son, when his son started having problems, that it changed his heart. And so, family, I don't know. When he said, if you vote for Donald Trump, you ain't black. And y'all like, oh, you taking liberties. But I know white people who hang with black people. White people who hang with black people, like Greg Cardone, the person I was married to, they feel comfortable with black. So they use the N-word and they say things. And in their mind, they're not being racist. They feel like they part of the community. This man was assistant vice president to Barack Obama. I'm sure he's been around amongst black people, whatever. So I think that's why he felt comfortable saying that. And black people are like, what did this say? Black people like, wait, oh, hey, whoa now. You know? And so what I struggle with is that I was married to a white person. This white person, if you talk to him on the phone, we had no idea he was white. He has curly hair. In our neighborhood, in a parent PTA, one lady, she thought he was black. The person I married is a wasp. He's got Irish descent. He was white, green eyes, and curly hair. And she says, oh, he's not African American? Some people thought he was black because of the way he carried himself. Right? When I first met him, we watched Dancing with Wolves today. We were having one of our first days, and he was laying on the floor in his apartment, and we were watching Dancing with Wolves, where Dancing with Wolves is where the white man steals Indians, harms the Indians. And he goes, white people fucked up. What you say? What you say, white boy? So I was like, what? So this white person, who I've been married to my whole life, lived his life like he understood racism. That he understood. One time he came home to me and said, honey, one of the psychiatrists made a nasty comment saying, oh, black boys don't have fathers. And at the time he told me, he corrected the man. He said, I'm offended by what you're saying. My wife is black. Okay? He would come home and tell me shit. But family, this white man of 23 years weaponized my blackness. Brought me great harm. Continue to harm me. So I'm disclosing this to you because this might be what's shaping my opinion. Is I was married to someone who's white, and when he had the opportunity, he weaponized my blackness. So when I look at Joe Biden, who said horrible things in the 70s, Joe Biden said some racist shit. Y'all gonna get mad at me as we do this channel because y'all gonna be like, why do you like that? What, like, don't you know better? I've been harmed, but I'm trying to keep my heart clean. I'm trying to keep my heart clean. I'm trying to keep from these people from changing me to who I was at the core. So when I look at Joe Biden, and y'all, let me tell you something. Ukraine shit, I think that's a dig to black people. The Ukraine shit. Because Ukraine, when you went to Ukraine, when they went to help Ukraine, they told us that the people that were helping, don't be surprised they call you nigger when you're trying to help them. That they wouldn't let black African students on the train. They would put animals before the students. They bring in Ukrainian people who are inherently racist, and Joe Biden is supporting them and rah-rahing them. To me, family, that's a dig. And y'all you might say, I'm disclosing stuff to you because you might think that, oh, she's just being paranoid because they harmed her. I'm being honest with you. Because I'm dumbfounded. This man I was married to weaponized my blackness. When I came on Instagram, black girls was like, I don't trust white people. I don't trust white people. I don't trust white people. And my natural instinct was like, don't be that way. Feel me? I'm keeping it 100. I be in rooms, they be talking about Asian people, they be talking about Mexican people. I don't do that because I'm not a racist. I don't point out other races and say, oh, you this, you that, because that's not inherently who I am. But I'm forced to come here and point out the harm that white people do to us every day. Because I've known since I was a child I have purpose. And it is unfair. It is wrong that black people who were born in this country black have to endure the atrocities that's done every single day. This woman inviting the losing team, Iowa, to the White House was a racist dig. And I'm offended. I'm offended. Because her intent was to take away the celebration from LSU. It's not okay. Family, y'all need to come fuck with me because I got this. I know you like IPM rooms. They call me Judge. They be like, Judge, you crazy. And y'all, I might be a little bit crazy because I'm emotional and I'm hurt. Moving forward for the rest of my life, I am not going to stop until black people are liberated in this country. And yes, when they do this shit, I just be like in awe. Like, did you just really fucking do that? Forget my French. When I'm on Twitter with this one guy. Me and him follow each other. This is a white guy. I think his name is Thor. And he just be saying racist stuff. And I get on, I'm like, why you putting this? Why you tweeting this? He be like, woman, stay in your place. He don't never say nothing racist to me. This is white man, right? He be tweeting like fucking black emojis and shit. Because the reason being, because when they act like that, I know that comes from pain. The guy I was married to was abused by his parents his whole life, made to feel like he was nothing. That's why I put up with his abuse for so long, because I knew his parents told him he was adopted. And his parents told him, one day his mother told him when she saw a dog, an abandoned puppy, she said, you would be like that puppy if we didn't adopt you. Just what the person I married, his adopted mother said to him. This is how these people talk to their kids. So when I see white men on Twitter, we followed you. I didn't know he was white until I looked. And I was like, this is a white guy. We follow each other. And at first I just thought he was, like, cool white dude, whatever. But he be posting some racist shit about Thomas Sowell. Thomas Sowell. S-O-W-E-L-L, Sowell. And I'm not going to go to who he is. Just Google if you don't know. So, the other day I was like, why you keep posting this kind of stuff? Well, he said it, I said, but I don't understand. Why are you posting this mean-spirited stuff? Then he'll say I'm being sensitive because I'm a girl. He says, I know you're a woman, you're just being sensitive. He said, stop doing something to a man. And I said, bro, listen, I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know what the pain you've been doing in your life is causing you to try to purposely cause pain to other people. But I hope you feel better and I help you heal. This is my friend on Twitter. And you guys, I know y'all gonna attack me. I get attacked every day for being myself. Okay, but I love black people, so I'm gonna fuck with y'all. Y'all gonna come for me, and we in this together. What you gonna see? Y'all ain't gonna make me run away, go away. No matter what y'all do, I'm gonna be here. Okay. So the family be getting mad at me. Like, you've been around white people too long. They be talking crazy, and. Why am I like this? Why am I like this? Why am I like this? Family, I lead by example. And it's very hard for me to come here and ask you not to be racist. I can't in my good mind and my good conscience ask black people to trust white people. I can't do it. It's a movie called Woke on Netflix. I haven't watched the second season yet. Woke, watch it. It's with a black guy get tackled by a cop and his whole life changed. And I'll tell you, that's my story. I've been hanging out with white girls, white friends since I was probably like 13, 14. I went to school with white girls. Most of the time I was in class. I was always in advanced classes. This is not taking digs, but I was in advanced classes. I am accustomed to being the only black girl. I'm accustomed to being in corporate America and being on a team and being the only black person. So I understand what it is just to be the only black person. So I couldn't be amongst these people and live with these people thinking y'all evil, y'all gonna hate me, y'all evil devils. Then I would have been like, that just wouldn't have been the kind of, I don't want to live like that, right? And then these things happen to me. And then I I was forced to reevaluate how I feel and how I think. I was forced to. Joe Biden, you're wrong. And she'll never admit that she's wrong. America, this is Reunite Sandy Speaks. To catch a racist. I understand that it's debatable that Joe Biden's intentions may have been, it might appear like it's been like, oh, let me get everybody a trophy. That's not what I believe. We have to look at the facts and we have to think about it. This is a doctor who is married to the highest office in the land. She knows by just saying anything in public, it's going to influence the country. So Joe Biden, it's not likely that your husband's going to be president again. Even those black Democratic women who support you, who like everything you do, they're going to be hurt and down deep inside because you know why? Because they're going to think about their daughters. They're going to think about your daughters. They're going to think about their daughters who may have been competitive, may have been participating in competitive sports. And they're going to think how you try to diminish the accomplishment of a black female basketball team. Yo, I've been talking too long. I apologize. I'm just thinking about what she did. That she is going to, let's talk about it. In the history of this championship, a losing team has never been invited. They constantly move the goalposts when it's black people. And these are things that we're going to have to acknowledge, family. And listen, I'm going to tell you, listen, this is Reunite Sandy Speaks. I need help. So please subscribe to my channel. Please like the video. Or you can do thumbs down if you don't like it. I like authentic, like real feedback. I ain't telling you. I'm not telling you to go no. I'm just saying only do that if you think what I'm saying is wrong. If you think I'm saying it's right, give me a thumbs up. And more importantly, I need y'all to subscribe to my channel. I want to get to 1,000 subscribers, like maybe in the next couple of months. Please subscribe to my channel. Share this video. Talk about the 20th and Reunite Sandy Speaks. Family, I'm gonna make change. See, y'all know me. Y'all know me. What always happens with me, you guys, because I'm friendly, I'm nice. People don't know how determined that I am. And I'm very determined. And I'm a Cancer. I'm a humanitarian. And I see where this country is going. And there's too many positive attributes. There's too many great people in this country for us to continue to endure what we're enduring. Family, I love you like you do not believe. I love black people like I love air. And when I see the things that go on, and quite honestly, a lot of this is driven by guilt. That I did have privilege because of my proximity to whiteness. And I'm the kind of person that I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair that black children endure harassment by police officers or, treated disrespectfully in school because they think negatively about them. Or black boys driving, they get pulled over for speeding or passing the stoplight and they have fear for their lives. We can't continue to live like this. It's time for it to stop. And I recognize I got a long ass battle. I ain't gonna say long, I have a tough battle. I move smart and effective. I'm just suffering. I'm hurting right now. And what can help me with my sadness is participation. If I know that I have experienced the sadness and abuse, if I know that something comes of this, that we make change and we do some fabulous shit for black people, all the hurt, pain, and the dark days, well, it would have been worth it. So listen, family, to wrap it up, Jill Biden inviting the losing team to the White House was a dig. It was a way of diminishing the accomplishment of LSU and to retaliate from Angel Reese letting America know that Caitlin said, you can't see me. Anyway, listen, family, on the 20th, and it's Reunite Sandy Speaks. Y'all come fuck with me.
Killing us for walking, killing us for jogging, kill us in our homes and fabricating and hiding. Where we had Sandra Bland's and Trayvon Martin's. If when you kill us, your family was a target. If your children was orphans, when you had compassion and next time you approach us, yeah, we fed up, this is built up. Your city up in smoke, homeboy, we had enough. And I ain't enticing riots of violence, heighten the climate. I'm saying you smack me, I'm punching you in your iris. Retaliation is prescribed in both Bible and Quran. In the matters of the slang, see an eye for an eye, especially if the Justice Department do not comply.